Hell, oh. The word hello. Well, we know it has the word he in it, right? I mean, he is there. And I think that's fun, you know. There's usually a hello coming from there, right? But hell, see, when you write it down, I don't know about you, if you were me, you would know why that it makes me cringe a little bit here. I would like to find my blue pen, which it's kind of strange how I lose my pens. I don't know why people don't see it right away. If that's the thing we're gonna say to each other right away, is just hell oh hell. I did clarify that how that he is in hell, right? What? He is in hell. I'm talking about scripture. Sorry. Well, you know, you can reduce it down, but I think it's ridiculous. You know, you can say hey there. Hey there. Do you see what's there? It's also here, right? Especially if the R was there. If everybody knows about the R rule, it allows you, it says you should look deeper into it, really. And not that if the not that when there's no R there, you're not to look deeper into it. You still should. But there's something about the R being there. I'm telling you, there's a reason why it's there. And it's just saying, look for bird and word, find out the reverse. You know, I love that the word free has also he and her in it. But see, now I'm talking about that R reverse rule. Don't be afraid to just let her rip, man. And say, you know what, right there, our reverse rule says what's there is her. And see, you want to keep reducing it down. It's okay. The fact is, that's a whole thing because he and her are there. That's the thing is we want to get to what's whole, you know, as in, but the whole thing, if we're looking at the M and the W, never forget it looks like this. Why? We need a whole new symbol system. We have to just kind of and work off what's already there and say, well, maybe, yeah, maybe. Well, okay, it's all very vague. No, it's not. It's right in front of our face. And if you're a human being, you can have a little bit of grace and just have fun with it. So you just have fun because it's funny. It is funny when you start fitting keys, but you have to know a certain thing. That REA is God. See, the main thing I wanted to expose is your language itself. How do we talk about it right now, except for because I'm not in a trance, you know, to start to enter into how to talk about that the language that you're speaking is right there. It's kind of interesting a little bit. Well, okay, now the economic form. How that they have the word currency. Current, really, we're talking about energy. Now, they've always said that money is energy, Shauna, that's all. And I say that's an incomplete sentence. What if money, what kind of energy? See what I'm saying? What kind of energy? See, I know that there's human energy, period. Now, what do you mean? Well, human energy is good energy, to tell you the truth, okay? See, now there's where we have to start differentiating the fact that there's non-human, your narcissist, who they don't have a good energy. No, literally, they can make your body ache, like in pain, because I don't know what it is. See, now I'm going to talk about this for a minute. See, people can be narcissistic towards you. That means that they kind of cause you pain for whatever reason. See, they're not narcissistic to all other people. They can just be narcissistic towards you. Now, why is that? See, that's interesting to kind of look at that because you can be targeted. That's a fact. Now, what makes you a target? Comment section down below. I don't know where everybody went. I guess they're doing their last minute shopping and stuff like that. And do not trouble myself with any of the holidays, none whatsoever. I'm not saying that I don't notice the beauty of the seasons happening before our eyes. Like around Easter time, my chickens start to lay way more eggs, and they happen to do it in a hiding place that I find myself I'm having to really search for their eggs, and it seems like I mess up every time because I just don't search good enough, and then around about Easter I find this pile of eggs, and that's what kind of goes on. Anyway, what I'm saying is like, well, there's a reason that some of this came together that we were supposed to celebrate, but it's not supposed to be hijacked by the monetary system. And the satanic cult just says, make as much noise as you can while um to help us cover up, just so we can get Antichrist going. We love Antichrist, that's all. Screw it. Put a bunch of lights up when it's supposed to be the darkest time of the year for a reason. It's because, babes, you are part of nature out there, and it's actually time to go in and like go into a hibernation as a human being. It's like the best time to meditate. But no, you're supposed to be on a freeway locked in rush hour traffic because you want to go get that new electronic scissors. And it's just a bunch of gimmick shit, most of it. I mean, stocking stuffers. And it's like, well, it's good for the economy, Shauna. Oh, fucking get out of here. It's good to flush down the toilet, and it's getting too full over there. What about good for people? Like, good? Do you get a good feeling? Temporary. Do I sound like I'm not having fun? Okay. But what if that just words are words, and you're having a bad reaction some way, somehow, whatever? Does it look like I'm not having fun? Sorry. Okay, so here we go. Don't ask a narcissist, man. They're going to pin you to every little thing. Every little bad mood you get, that they're going to just highlight it and say, see, you are terrible. It's like they push you to that edge, and then see, there you are. That's why we don't hang around you, Shauna. Boy, do they get fucking going with that. And it's like, excuse me? Oh, I have to snap out of it, especially now. So here I am with my blank sheet of paper. And that's this moment now. Can we handle it? Boy, I'm trying to put it all past me. And these people have a fucked up memory. I thought about this a long time ago, like, how do people manage when they start getting up there in age and they just hold grudges, and that's how you get old fucking quick, right? That's really, you can really get up to the very point of mercy, man, and somebody might come and help you out, by just showing you real live love, which is only capable of being present this moment now. That's the conundrum of being an actual human being, is that we have that part in us that goes, you know what? I can't be anything more or less than this moment now. That's my real life. So, and that's see, that if you start there, which is always here. Now you want to look at here now. This is how how cool here now is, and this is really our organization that we're going to put together based in. Well, our hearts are pumping. Are the only ones capable of being here now. The brain is off somewhere going, what am I supposed to do? And it's like, hello, heart in action. Are you paying attention? Can you pay attention? See, there's that thing we call paying. But then we say paying attention. Now, what are we paying for there? Oh, man. So I wanted to point out the word here now in such a way that you've probably never seen it before. Okay, so we know that her and he is here. Just have you been out there lately and seen the her and he? I have. It's hard to tell what they think they're doing, that's for sure. And is it really he and her? I think that they're hijacked. Anyway, let's get back to here now. I like to put the hyphen there because we're going to keep this like why not make it a whole word? And that whole word is hero. See, this is our club, babe. This is our club. This is who we are. I mean, sometimes we have that complex, right? But it's not something that is far-fetched and horrible. See, the hero out there is the one. It's like this individual. And it's good to talk about that. Yes. But the here now is the only time when love can be alive. And that's just really when we're talking about enlightenment, which I'm going to kind of alter my description or my, like, who I am or whatever, biography, introduction to my whole entire channel. I have to change it a little bit and start talking about what my efforts are here. Really, what we should all be doing is centralizing ourselves as human beings and then starting an economic, social division forum, or whatever you call it. I'm trying to get the right words to alert Donald Trump over there or whoever. See, but the only way you alert them, babes, is you start using your language. Just start using it right. Just be funny about it, but start signaling to them that you know that there's a different way to look at this. There's a different way to start playing the game and also differentiate who do we belong to. No, it's not who, babes. See, we know who is. And that's what's interesting to know about our English. I can't explain to you enough about the words that are already here and how that they use things. Like, okay, so how does frickin' the Simpsons know when things are going to be happening like 12 years from now? Actual scenes. Well, that's not hard to figure out, not at all. See, if you really knew what I was trying to point out, like say that there's 3 dimensions that we're looking at. The 3rd dimension is outer space, and that's where you find your heroes, right? Do you see your heroes out there? I don't know. What are they in the form of? They may have some kind of technology. I don't know, but really, we're having fun with this, kids. Now, see, we have to have this distinguished going on. See, human beings can play with this. Your narcissist, non-human beings, they don't play with anything. They don't know how to play. Their play is shot, right? I mean, they're kind of way too fucking serious sometimes. And we can't have that playing the game that says that this is the way we live, kind of a thing. Especially, see, money backing it. See, that's where we take money away. They can have money all they want, but see, that's their system. They are under a false leader. How about let's say that, because yeah, if it's not love, if it's not the human being, the good friend, see, there's where we have that. See, they have their friends, I guess, but really they have like a hive that is happening through. It's happening through alignment, vibrational frequencies. Um, like say they form a clique. That's very common, and it's like, well, so see, that's where you have like associations or um, just that's common. A cult that forms a gang, right? And see, I am under the impression, and I bet you anything you can find this information already, that these gangs form quite unconsciously, but they are banding up, kind of like I just had no idea. Like, okay, so those people were related. They all mobbed up on me when I started complaining about the asphalt, and I just had no idea. And it just appears that they are all fucking elbowing up with each other, whatever. At the very least, they're creating their own beers or something and laughing together. And but no, it seems that. And see, where I live is the world condensed, and I'm pretty sure, no, this is the way the world is. That I don't know. It's like, well, what material are they reading and what book are they reading to where they get that tightly knit to where they can just keep pushing out even their own potential. It's just like a wonder. It's like, well, when do these people finally get sick and tired of all of the illness around them? See, what I'm looking at is a population who runs and runs and runs and runs. Work is just, you can see, if you're a narcissist, you don't care. You don't mind what I mean, working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, because there's so much that they're dealing with on the inside that they don't deal with. That after a while, a human relationship, to maintain a good quality one at any time, is too taxing. It's too scary. It's too frightening. It's too much blah. And they're like, no, I would rather, it's like, I'm just on my break time. I got to go to work, babe. And pretty soon work is the main reason why. That you can't bug them with anything. I gotta go to work. It's like, wait a minute. When is it that these people pay attention to anything, And so, thanks for listening to this. It's kind of a rant. But see, I am going to keep refining this. I think it's very important to somehow make a darn masterpiece of a video to get people to just try and contemplate what has happened, first of all, with your illusion of privacy and all of the details. And your language is so bland. Okay, it's so very, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. It seems like no matter what you say, you're not going to get heard or anything. See, this is the way you do it. So you don't turn your attention and start blah-blahing to your officials, whoever's going to be giving money away to whatever foundations to find out how to do what with AI. It's to really just start getting your own language, getting your own symbols, right? That's what somehow some gangs do, right? And they even do hand symbols and they start painting graffiti. But this, it's just like it's fun and games. You'll see how your enemy or the most uncreative shitheads do not like what you're doing here. I'm not spelling anything wrong. This is here now. You don't have to think about a hero or your own mother. What does that have to do with our mother? Oh, well, if we look at the word mother, or brother, whatever has the word other, why don't I just look up the other? But mother has this other in it, and because there's an R in there, you can reverse it if you want. It's not a very good example, but hero is there. It's enough example. Just boom. But what? Fuck you, Shauna, man. You just pulling that shit up. Well, I was just trying to tell you what is capable of love. There's the word now in there. Well, you cannot experience anything of real life unless you're here now. In your mind, you don't know your mind isn't capable. You have to take a deep breath and surrender the mind to it and become more and more aware by way of your body. What if the wind blows or something, to say, it moved my hair? Exactly. Practice it a little bit. It doesn't have to be that you're completely distracted. Really, awareness is not distracted focus. It's actually becoming like this huge reality of reality, which is here now. Woo! You don't even know the real. Talk about a hero. You're going to get some superpowers, babe. Pretty soon you're like, I just remotely reviewed whatever humdinger was over there doing. I zeroed in. See, there's a way that you can start focusing from there. That's amazing. To there. So there we go. Not a coincidence. I mean, the other, whatever, but the important things, well, what's the big deal with here now? Well, it's moment, right? Moment to moment. But see, look at the word moment, how powerful it is. Boom. It has the word mom there. And then also it has the word men there. I mean, start getting men and mom together. Man, talk about the power. At least the egos are going, dang! But whatever the T is there to see. I know this right here as just MENT isn't this a suffix? You find it everywhere, like with government or whatever meant, right? So there's Mo. Who's Mo, babe? No. Don't get that confused. What's really there, Hans? Now, talking about going beyond the mind and stuff, see, we have omen, right? This trips me out. It's like, well, all gosh dog. What's an omen mean? Is that the way you spell omen? I don't know. Might be. I think there's two ways, maybe. But, well, me is there. See, this is a very action-packed word, if you ask me. It's like huge. You got a lot of ego. But is it really the bad ego or the good ego? See, there's two egos. And that's why we have all this stuff going on. Men, mom, me. But with that, if you use the truth at the end, if they're handling the truth, anything is possible. Talk about the hero, right? Especially right now. This moment now. So you can sit there and fantasize. It's good to have a good imagination. Think about it. You could be a 5D person. You could say, guess what? I'm going to walk out there. I'm going to put another sign up, and they're going to shit their pants tomorrow. You can just, you know what's going on, because that omen really is like when I emerge out and say, no, 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 you can't. And they say, fuck you, you're crazy. And I'm like, we'll see. Just let time pass. And they realize, oh, I am a stupid fucking idiot. Because nobody, not even a child can agree, not even themselves, who's a child that smells that fucking asphalt and they get sick after a while, would say that that was a hardy idea to do, and fuck your A plus after a while if that was what the teacher wanted you to do. So I was an omen to them. Like I was just like this, dear, let's go to court. Because she keeps saying, stop polluting the place. She keeps responding to something, and it's like, we don't know what it is. It's just, look at her, she's going crazy. This too, just none of it really correlates at all. We are so obligated to not see this at all. That's too bad. You guys are beyond the level of sheep being here. You're the living dead. That is here. That's what we consider just people that go ahead and say, well, you know, it's 2 + 2 is 5. And if you just can't fucking say that, then you're not going to get any food, water, nothing. And you're like, but wait a minute. You know, 2 + 2 is 5 makes me sick. It just keeps making me sick because it's just not the truth. Not the right relationship with reality. Talk about this. Something we need to get on the same table with, really. And we'll talk about that. See, I'm making progress here, just brainstorming right in front of your face how we would do it. See, it's up to you to start the central bank for the social system. See, it's up to you to create like a non-ownership but social economics platform that, like, well, I hate to say it like this, but see, I'm willing to do it if I just get my needs met and I have a little bit to do afterwards. See, if it's all electronically gauged, then it means you're in like Flynn. See, otherwise, what would you be using your money for? You know, see, there's kidnappers and stuff like that, and they pay big bill over there. Now, I just want to get back to that language, bill. Like, where does that come from? Why do we have to say bills? Isn't that somebody's name? Well, no. Sheep know that to be ducks eating beaks that eat bills. You feed the ducks, feed the bills. And that's not a big problem. We kind of do that throughout our lives. It shouldn't be like a mercy, I had to pay a bill today. No, that is like we're keeping ourselves on an even keel, right, with whatever it is. See, if we can admit that we're like under the being held in captivity, basically, if we cannot work our own ideas, but we are kind of settling because it's just too hard. It's too much work. Look what Tesla had to go through, and it still didn't work for him very much. He called his mom and said, man, what happened? And she couldn't tell him much. Well, that's what we get for having a dead mother society. There's a dead woman society out there. That's what the Jesus story was. You know, killed the women. Now what we do? Well, let's just babble for the rest of our life and see how we can get life going through that. That's her thing too, by the way. Talking, words. You know, why would she open her mouth? Well, because she's responding. She's saying, a little to the left, yes. Center up, perfect. Good. There, that's it. Right, correct. Next. Sometimes you don't even have to use. Anybody knows that she doesn't have to use. She uses vowels more. She uses her vowels. Ooh, ah. That means you're on the right track. Anyway. Did you feel good doing this, Shauna? Well, I don't know. You know, I'm supposed to do something, but not present just a blank screen in front of you. I'm a person of action, man. You would never believe it, but I have a strong will, and when I'm moving physically, I can get a lot done, and I like to do that more. But here I am. I went into Gemini rising. I was an Aries rising, but no, I'm still an Aries rising. But then you kind of progress and you kind of see how it's going to affect you. And boy, is it almost a nervous wreck. Trying to adjust to just the process of life. Like, you're not going to be here forever. What are you going to do? Are you going to do it? What? Change the fucking social media into an economics like rally, right? Because it's like, well, why is it that it's so hard to get any of that shit into us to start gaining momentum? See, there's that word momentum, and I just got done talking to you about moment. See, but they always talk about, like, this is the main thing I wanted to talk about, and you need to do this too with me, is all of the words that they put in the financial forum, like institution, like they do talk about momentum. Momentum means that your money is going to start making money, right? And now you're being put into action, and you can buy the gas to get the thing, and you can get the thing to buy the gas. And see what I'm saying? And that's momentum. See, that's one of the words that they use in the financial arena, along with currency. See, this is the thing you want to brainstorm with me to see how it's right in front of our face, and how we can pull it up and say, like the word interest. We hear that a lot. And see, narcissists don't have any interest in anything except for money. Why? Because that exudes control over people. But who does that? See, that's the government who exudes and likes to do that control, and by way of, what do you mean, Shauna, really? Well, yeah, it's really that we don't want to starve. People do not want to starve. Well, why do you say that? Well, it's a big threat because we don't know how to get our food going. Nobody has the life of farming, and they have been socking back farmers over the last 2 years. You wouldn't believe how many wars and how many forms of warring has been implemented against the population who are doing mom and pop farming, even in the places where it's like the best place to do it. They're saying, no, you can't, and they pull all this erroneous shit. And the thing is that they're going to court and they're having to use some kind of language, and what do they come up with? They're trying to use the same shit that the enemy has strung together that has no definition for, and it's kind of wishy-washy. It is very much so, until you start bringing it up. Bringing it up. See, when you bring it up, you'll see that momentum means mom and men. We're going to have a long-ass court hearing to figure out, well, how do we get mom and men in on it? Well, first of all, let's look at mom. The original mom, I think she was hung up on the cross over there and replaced with, now we're talking about Lily. That story, you have to kind of be intelligent like this, like, what's the myth, what's going on? There was Lily, but then there's Eve. Eve shows up a lot in our just our standard decoding, like in Every. It's kind of interesting. See, Every has the word Eve in it. Now, I recognize that insertion, like in Never to, Eve is there. Just ever, with ever, it's there. But there's a lot that we could see that how Eve shows up. Well, I figure that it's the feminine. It's the woman. It's just, she's there. Who is she? Well, maybe she's the sleeping one, but she's there. It's not saying that we don't have a woman there. There's a certain style. See, every, but though, if we're talking about everyone, that's interesting, because you put the E down, the bird in that word is on, see, on, and then the bird in this word, if you put this V down and you keep that R up and say, can you reverse that, is ion, see, ion. It's interesting. Means that the one eye is on, so you cannot include everyone unless you are elevated away from the deception of the two-eye blind, or even the two-eye blind. But what I'm saying is just what your two eyes and how that you're being taught to see things with that prejudice, whatever, because after a while, if your eye opens, the one eye, you're not going to be able to see. First of all, you won't be able to have that thing open properly and be of any use to you unless you're a loving person, unless you start getting more and more compassion and you start feeling more for every living thing. It's hard to explain, but see, that's where they say, well, you're just chosen to, you're a chosen one if you've had your eye open, and it's not that easy, and blah, blah, blah. Well, no, it's that you have felt for all of humanity. You have just, throughout life, really, you come through periods of time where now, babes, it's really complex too, because really, now, you got to practice yoga, eat right. See, this is where when they talk about chosen people, it's just they happen to do it. Maybe it was an accident that they went through their whole life and they did such and such and such, and now it just culminates into all they had to do is like, well, quit eating meat, fast, a little sleep deprivation, and then voila. And they didn't mean to do it. See, and that could be happening a lot, and people are thinking, oh, they went crazy. Yeah. And you think it's all about eating here and stuff like that, and the eat, sleep, get up and work and eat and sleep mode, right? No, no. And anyway, thanks for listening to this. I didn't do very good with some things. A lot of things can seem too complicated for me to start to try to translate to the layman's, and there's where I'm always going to try to go general. I'm going to stay on the general tip, which doesn't help at all either, because the details will really shock you, because that's what you want to look at. Man, you don't understand that the English alphabet and the way that they put together the basic words that everybody has to learn in the world, every nation, it starts to point at a timeless scene, like all technological advances. It's hard to explain. And the fact that there's a broke-off civilization 500 years ahead, we call it 500 years ahead, but it's no. It's like it's 500 years away from our head. You know what I mean? What we're saying is you're just not perceiving it right now. For some reason, you don't have that together. It's the upper spectrum. Okay, so there's that, and see, there's like a story that's already found there. I can hardly explain it, but there's a story already found that talks about all of the time, and even the deception, and how that we're going backwards possibly, and how we're stuck. It shows all of that. It shows the key why everything looks the way it is. If you had a question, see, when your third eye opens and it begins to talk about the eye, and the very common simple thing that pretty soon you're going to be looking at the universe. See, so now I'm going to put this on my playlist where I'm storing all of these lessons about what the symbols are as the English alphabet. Now, I'll close this out by pointing out what the word alphabet means. It's just like you have to be able to see it, babes. See, alpha, that means, we really don't know what it means, really, but look at that. It's amazing. See, sorry, I spelled it wrong. There's the A, L. But I'm just choosing the, just the birds in the word. Alpha means superior, right? Alpha. I can't spell it right. Sorry about this. Alpha. See, this is just an example of how to get fun with it and jigger it, because no, you wouldn't believe how much closer to the truth it is, rather than the babble. See, there happens to be a B there, but now I say lowercase it, because what are we looking for now? We're looking for this. The abbreviation ET comes up a lot, and it's an abbreviation. It means extraterrestrial. All right, alpha, ET. ET, now if you look at it, basically we're not talking about, well, we are talking about creatures from outer space, in outer space. It's right now, you can go outside, look under your rock, see, see alpha, see, it means the superior one. Now, alphabet, it just means that we can find out the geometrics, or say geometry, or work with Earth if we look at the alphabet in the right way. If there's an ET there, there's the alpha. Bet, I don't know, man. But ET is if you're really smart, your shepherds will tell you, no, we know what ETs are. You're an ET if you look at it. Yeah, and trees are an ET if you really look at what the definition of extra means and then terrestrial means. So just to inform you, terrestrial means layer, like a layer. And then extra, you know what that means, right? Just there's more there, and more has gone on than just dirt. So that means that, well, an elephant is there, extra. Well, it lays a turd, and all of the other stuff. Like some places on this planet, some islands that you think that is an island of just who cares? It's the Earth. No, look closer. That thing has emerged out of the ocean because it was a living being. Well, it was a bunch of little living creatures. Mainly, they have all these shells that they excrete off of them, and it made this layer. And now it's a massive island. See, everybody knows that the coral reefs are kind of doing that, but there are places that, well, they put this there, they are making this layer, and it's like and they wash up on the shore, and it's a beautiful island, right, with this gorgeous white shell coastline that you're walking on top of this layer. And that's just what I'm trying to tell you, is that the ETs are everywhere here. You are an ET, but why do they make us like bury our shit the way we do? You know, because you would think we would know how to do with our layering something. And anyway, I thought I would close this out a long time ago, but I'm trying to be fun and humorous because we can open it up like, okay, but what can we do with the 3 trillion gallons of sewage that comes out of Los Angeles alone? Well, scientists say that we can fuel 1 billion cars for 1 year on the methane gas alone. But that's just one possibility that we could be doing here if we were to enslave ourselves to the cars. So you know what? You have a shit tax now. Not a shit tax, but really, you can make money for the amount. I think it should be aligned, because it seems that if you're just an eating population, it's all we're going to do is eat. Well, it's for shitting. Now, catch your shit. Make the gas so that you love your broom broom out there. On. I would like it to be full on holistic.